Listen up. I'm about to tell you why you're not where you want to be, why you're stuck, why you're frustrated, why you work hard but never seem to break through. And it's not what you think. It's not the economy. It's not your boss. It's not bad luck. It's you. And specifically, it's the way you think about goals and effort. You're operating at the wrong level. You're thinking too small. You're taking too little action. And that combination, thinking small and acting small, that's why you're broke. That's why you're average. And average, let me tell you something about average. Average is a failing formula. Average is the enemy. Average is where dreams go to die. I'm going to introduce you to a concept that changed everything for me. It's called the 10X rule. And once you understand this, once you actually apply this, your entire life changes. Your income changes, your wealth changes, your impact changes, everything changes. But you have to be willing to abandon everything you've been taught about goals and effort. Because what you've been taught is wrong, dead wrong, and it's keeping you exactly where you are. Before we go further, if you're ready to stop being average, if you're ready to actually build wealth, instead of just talking about it, subscribe to this channel right now. We're building a movement of people who refuse to accept mediocrity. People who understand that success isn't an accident, it's a duty, it's an obligation, it's your responsibility. So hit that button, join us, let's go. Here's the problem with how most people set goals. They set realistic goals, they set achievable goals, they set safe goals. And that sounds smart, right? That sounds responsible. It's not. It's cowardice disguised as wisdom. When you set a realistic goal, you're already limiting yourself. You're already accepting less than what's possible. You're already planning to be average. Let me ask you something. What's your income goal for this year? Whatever number just popped into your head, multiply it by 10. That's your real goal. Not the realistic one, not the safe one, the one that scares you, the one that makes you uncomfortable, the one that forces you to become a different person to achieve it. That's a 10X goal. Most people want to make an extra $10,000 this year. That's a realistic goal. You know what happens when you aim for an extra $10,000? You might make 5, you might make 8, you'll probably fall short. But let's say you aim for an extra $100,000. That's 10X. Now, even if you fall short, even if you only hit 50%, you just made 50,000 extra. That's 5 times better than your original realistic goal. You see how this works? But here's where most people mess up. They hear about big goals and they get excited. They set a big goal, then they take small action. That doesn't work. You can't have a 10X goal with 1X effort. That's delusional. You need 10X goals and 10X action, both at the same time. This is the part that separates winners from everyone else. 10X action means you don't work a little harder. You don't work twice as hard. You work 10 times harder than you think is necessary. You take massive action. Not average action, not good action, massive action. The kind of action that makes other people think you're crazy. The kind of action that makes people say you're obsessed. And you know what? They're right. You are obsessed. Because obsessed is what the lazy call the dedicated. Let me give you real examples of what 10X action looks like. Most salespeople make 10 calls a day. That's average. That's why they get average results. You want 10X results? Make 100 calls a day. Most people apply to 5 jobs when they're looking for work. Apply to 50. Most investors look at 3 properties before buying. Look at 30. Most entrepreneurs try 1 marketing strategy and hope it works. Try 10 simultaneously. This is massive action. This is what creates massive results. And here's the beautiful part. When you take massive action, you create so much momentum that obstacles become irrelevant. Problems that would stop an average person, you blow right through them. Why? Because you have 10 times more opportunities in play, 10 times more chances to succeed. 1 door closes, you've got 9 more opening. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds exhausting. That sounds like too much work. And you're right, it is a lot of work. But you know what's more exhausting? Being broke, working your whole life and having nothing to show for it, watching other people succeed while you stay stuck. That's exhausting. That's soul crushing. I'd rather be tired from massive action than depressed from massive inaction. Here's what people don't understand about success. Success is not something that happens to you. Success is something you create. It's your duty. It's your responsibility. You don't hope for success. You don't wish for success. You don't wait for success. You attack success with everything you have. You make it your mission, your obsession, your only focus. And when you do that, when you commit to 10X thinking and 10X action, everything changes. Opportunities appear that didn't exist before. People show up to help you that weren't in your life before. Resources become available that you didn't know existed. Why? Because the universe rewards massive action. The market rewards massive action. Life rewards massive action. Let me tell you what doesn't work. Retreat, playing defense, Pulling back when things get hard. I see this all the time. Economy gets tough. People cut back. Sales slow down. People reduce their activity. That's backwards. When things get tough, you increase activity. You don't retreat. You attack. You go harder. You do more. This is when you separate yourself from everyone else who's pulling back. Average people retreat when facing obstacles. Successful people attack. Average people make excuses. Successful people make it happen. Average people wait for perfect conditions. Successful people create conditions. Which one are you? Because you can't be both. You're either attacking or you're retreating. There's no middle ground. Now let's talk about money specifically, because that's what we're here for. You want to build wealth? You need 10x thinking about money. Most people think, if I can just make enough to pay my bills and have a little left over, I'll be happy. That's broke thinking. That's poverty mindset. That guarantees you'll stay average. Here's 10x thinking about money. I'm going to make so much money that I never think about money again. I'm going to make so much that I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. I'm going to make so much that I can impact millions of people. That's the goal. Not comfort, not security, freedom, impact, legacy. That's what you should be aiming for. But to get there, you need 10x action around money. One income stream, that's average. You need 10. One investment, average. You need 10. One business idea, average. You need to be working on multiple opportunities simultaneously. This is how you create massive wealth. Not through one big win, through multiple wins compounding. Let me break down the 10x wealth building strategy. First, income. You need to be increasing your income every single year by massive amounts. Not 2%, not 5%. I'm talking about doubling it, tripling it, 10xing it. How? By providing 10x more value, by reaching 10x more people, by solving 10x bigger problems. If you're in sales, don't aim to be the top salesperson in your office. Aim to be the top salesperson in the entire company, in the entire industry. If you're building a business, don't aim for $1 million in revenue. Aim for 10 million, then 100 million. You think I'm crazy? Good. Crazy is what average people call ambitious people. I'll take crazy over average any day. Second, savings and investments. Whatever you're saving now, 10x it. If you're putting away $500 a month, make it $5,000. Can't do that right now? Then you need to increase your income. Go back to step one. Take massive action to earn more so you can invest more. Because the amount you invest determines your wealth, not your salary, your investment rate. And when you invest aggressively. You don't put money in and forget about it. You actively manage your portfolio. You're constantly learning. You're constantly optimizing. You're constantly looking for better opportunities. This is 10x investing. Active, aggressive, always improving. Third, education. Most people read one book a year, maybe two. That's average. Read 10, read 20. Most people attend one seminar a year, attend 10. Most people have one mentor, find 10. Consume information at 10 times the rate of average people. Why? Because information is power. Knowledge is leverage. The more you know, the more you can do. The more you can do, the more you can earn. And don't just consume information. Implement it. Take massive action on what you learn. Most people learn something and do nothing with it. They go to a seminar, get excited, then go back to their normal life. That's worthless. You go to a seminar, you come back and implement everything immediately. You test 10 strategies at once. You take massive action. That's how you get results. Fourth, network. Your network is your net worth. Everyone says that. But most people have weak networks. They know a few people in their industry. They occasionally go to networking events. That's average. You want 10x results? Build a massive network. Connect with everyone. Follow up with everyone. Add value to everyone. Make yourself known in your industry. Become impossible to ignore. I'm talking about reaching out to 10 new people every single day. Following up with 100 people every week. Attending every event. Joining every group. Being everywhere. This sounds like a lot? It is. But this is what creates opportunities. This is what creates deal flow. This is what creates wealth. Connections lead to opportunities. Opportunities lead to money. More connections, more money. Simple math. Fifth, and this is critical, you need to develop a bias toward action. Most people overthink everything. They analyze, they plan, they research, they wait for perfect information. That's how you guarantee you'll do nothing. 10x people have a bias toward action. They move fast. They make decisions quickly. They course correct as they go. They don't wait for perfect. They create perfect through action. Here's a rule I live by. When you have an idea, act on it within 48 hours. Don't wait. Don't overthink. Act. Start something, make a call, send an email, take the first step, because ideas without action are worthless. Everyone has ideas. Winners execute ideas. Losers talk about ideas. Which one are you? Now let me address the fear that's probably creeping into your mind right now. What if I fail? What if I take massive action and it doesn't work? What if I set huge goals and fall short? Here's my answer. You will fail. You will fall short. That's guaranteed. But you know what else is guaranteed? If you set small goals and take small action, you'll definitely stay where you are. At least with 10x goals and 10x action, you have a chance at something extraordinary. And let me tell you something about failure. Failure is feedback. Every failure teaches you something. Every setback shows you what doesn't work so you can adjust. The only real failure is inaction. The only real failure is giving up. The only real failure is accepting average. Everything else is just part of the process. I've failed more times than most people have tried. I've had deals collapse. I've had businesses struggle. I've had investments go bad, but I've also had massive wins. Why? Because I took massive action. I created so many opportunities that even with failures, the wins far outweighed the losses. That's the power of 10x. You create so much activity that success becomes inevitable. Here's what I want you to do right now, today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. I want you to write down your biggest goal, your income goal, your wealth goal, your business goal. Whatever matters most to you, write it down. Now multiply it by 10. That's your new goal. That's your 10x goal. Look at that number. Let it scare you. Let it excite you. Let it make you uncomfortable. That discomfort is good. That means you're pushing beyond average. Next, I want you to write down every action you're currently taking toward your goals. Every single thing you're doing. Now look at that list and ask yourself, how can I 10x this? How can I do 10 times more? Be specific. If you're making 10 sales calls a day, commit to 100. If you're saving 500 a month, commit to 5,000. If you're working 8 hours, commit to 12. Whatever you're doing, 10x it. And then this is the most important part, start today. Take one 10x action today. Make 50 calls instead of 5. Reach out to 20 people instead of 2. Apply to 30 jobs instead of 3. Whatever your 10x action is, do it today. Don't wait. Don't prepare. Don't plan. Act. Because massive action creates massive results, and massive results create massive wealth. Now, I know some of you are thinking this sounds extreme. It is extreme, but you know what's more extreme? Working 40 years and retiring broke. That's extreme. Having dreams and never pursuing them, that's extreme. Watching other people live the life you want while you sit on the sidelines. That's extreme. I'd rather be extreme in my effort than extreme in my regret. Success is not for the cautious. Success is not for the comfortable. Success is not for the average. Success is for people who are willing to do what others won't, who are willing to work when others rest, who are willing to push when others quit. That's who wins. That's who builds wealth. That's who creates legacy. And let me be clear about something. This isn't about working yourself to death. This is about living life at a level that most people can't even imagine. This is about creating freedom, creating impact, creating wealth that lasts for generations. You can't do that with average effort. You can't do that with realistic goals. You need 10x thinking and 10x action. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, commit to 10x action. Whatever you're doing now, do 10 times more. Track your results. I guarantee you'll see things happen that you never thought possible. Opportunities will appear. Money will flow. Progress will accelerate. Why? Because you're operating at a level that creates different results. And if this message resonates with you, if you're ready to stop being average and start being exceptional, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, subscribe to this channel. We're building a community of people who refuse to accept mediocrity. Second, hit that like button and drop a comment telling me what your 10x goal is. Write it down, make it public, commit to it. Third, share this with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's stuck, someone who's average, someone who needs a wake-up call. This channel exists to push you beyond your limits, to challenge your thinking, to demand more from you than you demand from yourself. Because average is not acceptable. Average is failure. Average is poverty. And you're capable of so much more than average. So stop playing small. Stop thinking small. Stop acting small. Set massive goals. Take massive action. Create massive results. That's the 10x rule. That's how you build wealth. That's how you win. Now get out there and make it happen.